You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Now, to get the show started, well, we're very fortunate because we've got a guy here, very smart, very intelligent, and on time, which is a rarity. Mr. Tom Vitorino, manager to the stars. He handles such acts as Robbie Krieger of The Doors, The Cult. He's
Derek of The Doors.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm not on.
You're on now.
Yeah, I'm on the pay to mine list. Thanks a lot for insulting my time.
That's what we get around here.
Yeah.
Let's just quickly go around the room if this is what we're going to get out of him this morning. The Grumpalumpicus. Now, also joining us is a good friend of ours, a bit of our Combat Radio cultural attaché, entertainment editor, Eric Mark.
Good morning. Good to be back. Sad I missed last week, but even less sad to be here this week.
We wanted you here last week. We had 9 contributors to the show last week, including Mark Ryan, Bumblebee of Transformers fame, who's doing dark sales in South Africa, Skyped in. It got chaotic fast.
That sounds like a better show than I could have done. So.
Well, you know, we'll leave that to the listeners to decide. Now, the man I was just talking to about who played the best Hitler, who's the best actor for Hitler, probably one of the best directors and in-demand directors, I would say, guy behind such epic movies as 51, Pandemic, Devil's Tomb, The Philly Kid, which we were pushing pretty hard recently. A guy we like very, very much, who is, as well as Eric and Tom, part of the upcoming Combat Radio film, Mr. Jason Connery.
Hello, good morning. Lovely to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Ethan.
Oh, please. You know what? Here, let's get you closer to the mic because I don't want to miss a single insult from you.
Right, and they'll be coming thick and fast.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You've been on the show a few times, and every time I ask you, I usually get some kind of very polite Scottish blow-off, and then I saw you on the street and said, what the fuck is your deal, man? Really? Serious? And you're like, what? I'll be there tomorrow. No.
I'm here.
And you're working on a new movie with a pretty epic cast.
I am. I'm working on a film we're going to shoot in Ireland in a castle in Galway called Loughcutra Castle, with Derek Jacobi, Sir Derek Jacobi, or as you call him, Sir Derek Jacobi.
Well, I'm from Los Angeles, bro.
And Rupert Everett, Christine Baranski of The Good Wife, John Cleese.
Excellent cast.
Monty Python fame. And we've got a young boy called Freddie Fox, who's Edward Fox's son, who's going to be fantastic.
I'm actually a big Edward Fox fan, to be honest with you. I loved him in some of his movies in the 70s. Day of the Jackal. Yeah. You know, it's like I loved him. He played Horrocks, General Horrocks. Yeah. You know, really. You know, it's funny you mentioned John Cleese, and I just had a conversation this morning about the only time I could ever see another version of A Christmas Carol was if John Cleese and Monty Python were to do it now.
That's just a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Put it out there.
I'm an idea machine, bro.
You are.
I got you from top to bottom on ideas. Just call me when you start your next picture, and we'll just talk on the phone.
Yes.
But with that, is that my gasoline? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Loda just brought coffee. Thanks, Loda.
Thank you. Producer Hadley just showed up.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Loda.
Hello, Loda.
We're all saying hello to her, and she's still talking back to us without saying any vocals.
She's doing a lot of hand.
Yeah.
Sort of sock puppet thing going on there.
Yeah, I said, John, the only time the Christmas Carol version I like the best is probably, well, there's some good ones, but I really, for some reason, like the production value of the George C. Scott version.
And you love the Jim Carrey version, of course.
I do like parts of that, I have to admit, but I thought I'm over it. There's at least 16, 18 versions of it.
Did Michael Caine do one with the Muppets?
He did do one, and a clever one.
I remember I did a film with him in Russia. I was out there for 6 months, and I tell you, he's the nicest guy. We laughed. He's my dad's friend, so it was a bit weird because I thought he was going to be a bit funny with me, but he was fantastic, treated me like his son. And Shakira used to come over to Russia with this suitcase full of British food, which I know is a bit of an oxymoron, but you know, things like steak and kidney pie and really good cheddar cheese and stuff. Anyway, she'd come in through customs and managed to get this stuff in, you know, with a bat of her eye. And we'd sit in his trailer, and we had such a fantastic time. And he told me stories about working with Muppets, and he said it's the most bizarre thing to look into an inanimate object's face and realize that you're working with this, and that somehow it actually is extraordinarily expressive. You know, these puppeteers are amazing, and they're all down below. And he'd be talking to this thing in his hand. It would just be a hand, but he said it was incredibly expressive. Some of the best acting he's ever done, he said.
Well, it's interesting with this kind of thing with where Muppets are. He's like taking a real actor's approach. Like, you're getting emotion from these things.
Yes.
And, we're in development on a combat radio feature, and one of the characters is a puppet, an angry puppet, and we just never answer the question as to why this puppet's there. We just go with it like it's a normal character, like it's like anyone else. And we don't get any. The only thing we don't get any kind of exchange of sort of actors kind of communication from this thing
anger.
of cloth. Yeah,
just anger. Hilarious.
And we mentioned Derek Jacobi, and that's what started the conversation, because I said he was a great Hitler on that. What is it? The one he did with Rutger Hauer, crazy man that he is.
Yes.
And that got us talking on. I said he's the best Hitler next to Bruno Ganz doing it in Downfall, and that started the whole Hitler conversation. And you got on your phone, it's like, well, who was Hitler in Last Crusade? And
that was Michael Sheard.
Yeah.
And he was also, we found out, was in the best Star Wars. He was in Empire Strikes Back. So.
Right. Yeah,
and he's played Hitler 3 or 4 times more, and he also played Goering's double. So I don't.
And we were making the joke. It's not a joke, really, in our business. He was typecast as Nazi villains.
He was.
He's the go-to guy for Nazism.
Exactly. Get me Michael Sheard.
Right now they're probably saying, get me a cheaper Michael Sheard.
Yeah, well, get me Michael Sheard 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the 5 rungs of an actor. It's a harsh world.
You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.